Greetings and welcome to this week's magical message. I want to thank you all for being present, for tuning in, and just, receiving the message. I hope that your week or your week has been, because it's not over yet. I hope your week has been absolutely amazing, and we're going to go ahead and get right into the reading. So, the overall energy that was coming through this week was Dr. Grant. And he really speaks to the need to be within yourself and reflective and open to spirit, open to guidance. He basically is like the hermit. So if any of you are familiar with like traditional tarot, he's the hermit. But this is a time to really gather some really wonderful insight that was kind of learned it's been being learned for a while, but especially over the last few weeks. And so now it's like you're gathering those pieces, but you've gathered enough at this point to really look at and really just discern the difference between who you are, who others are, what things really are in truth. So this week has a lot of growth and manifestation that it offers, and also a lot of opportunity to release and transform. So we start this week off with 7 of sticks and 9 of coins. This week, you are seeing the result, and it began in the beginning of the week, where you realize that the things that you have been putting in this effort for, fighting for, found that it was worth it. You were passionate enough about it. It was a part of you, right? That belonged to you, that you were willing to fight for, right? That you were willing to make a stand or take a stand for. You began to see those things produce fruit. Like if we were talking about trees, right? And you put in all of this work to get a fruitful tree. Now you're beginning to see that fruit show up in some different ways than you were before, because now it's flourishing in such a way that it has even surpassed some of the limits that you thought that it had. It is thriving, right? No matter what kind of things have come up against it. And so you're really recognizing your own power during the beginning of this week. And utilizing it on top of that, right? It's one thing to know, but when you are pairing that with action, that becomes true manifestation, right? And especially when it's something that is meaningful to you, especially when it's something that encourages you to continue to thrive. Maybe it feeds you thriving. So you have that in the beginning of the week. And then in the middle of the week, you're really in a space where you see beyond aspects of just the mundane that you may have seen before. You are seeing the people who are feeding and taking away from you, right? But you're also being in a space where you can recognize and be in a space of gratitude for the true support that you've had. And you've had so much support, whether you've seen them or not, whether they have been people you expected or not. You have come to a place where you have not only recognized yourself, but you're recognizing others. And this comes from that being quiet. It comes from that willingness to be still. And when you connect with those that have been supportive. You connect with that is supportive and causes you to thrive. Now, if you're on the shadow end of that, you're experiencing detachment, maybe from relationships, maybe from physical things. And, some people are having to let go of things, regardless of whether they're on the shadow or the light side of it. They're having to let go of things that will no longer fit the picture and the new space that they're in. right? And that they're moving into. So some of the stuff, you may have had an idea about, okay, yeah, I have to be, but you may not have realized in all the ways that the letting go will take place. Um, and then also the growth, because again, you're in a really grateful period right now, and that energy is really allowing you to move forward. It's allowing forgiveness. It's allowing for you to be willing to stand and stand unapologetically, but you also have the deepest love. But most importantly, you have that love for self. And so you see that energy show up. Now, with the Seven of Knives and the Daughter of Coins being how we are going to close out this week, you are seeing that there are some surprises in the manifestations that you've been brewing up. There are some things that were happening on a spiritual level, an energetic level, a mental or an emotional level that begin to pop or just show themselves, right? Of course, you have your shadow and your light, but this, for those who are in integrity, right? This is a really beautiful time. And in the Daughter of Coins, you have the opportunity to share this. You have the opportunity to teach and to inspire and to plan, to put some real thought into what it is that you're going to do as you move forward in a different way, because you've now manifested these things or this thing or this one or this community or whatever it is, right? You've manifested these things, and you now have so much abundance in what you have gathered and what you have brewed together that you can now share. You can now live in a much more abundant way, and maybe in some ways that you didn't really expect, right? Your life has bloomed, and your trees have borne fruit that you didn't even expect, right? So expect some of the most beautiful, unexpected things, right? And I feel like for those of us who have been experiencing some of those shadow things, exiting, those things are moving out in some beautifully unexpected ways. They're moving out in ways that are so harmonious with you and what is healthiest and best for you, that your life begins to feel, especially towards the end of the week, like we're talking about, it begins to feel like there's some ease, there's some slippage, there's some smoothness is there that really allows for excitement and celebration and renewal to really take place and transform what you create as you move forward this week. You're really learning to really take control and take claim of you and responsibility, right? And so as we move forward, know that what you are creating is your very own creation. And as beautiful as it is, there's a lot of responsibility that comes with that. So do not lose your integrity. It doesn't matter how tempting something might be, right? You know the truth. And so now you are held to account to honor that truth. And that is one of the most beautiful lessons that we are taking away from this week. So with that, I want to close out. I want to thank you for listening. If you want to share your thoughts, you can leave a comment. You can send me an email. If you'd like to reach out for a reading, we can definitely schedule that. Just send me an email and we can get you in the books. If you like this video, make sure you like it and subscribe. So every week you can get more messages, more magical messages, just like this. Thank you. I love you all. And I am eternally grateful. Bye.